back. Um, so we just ended Andy Hill's live stream, and there was diminishing threat at the moment because it's nighttime and the sun has just come up out there, and convection hasn't really started. So one thing we can be thankful for is the outbreak did not tear up this part of the country. They had quite a windstorm, a few little tornadoes and stuff along here, okay? But, excuse me, we still have quite a storm going on right here, okay? This is still all potentially very dangerous. I don't have the app that Andy has, so I just have to kind of wing it with this for the moment until maybe somebody in the chat, once we get a few people here, if anybody knows of a better site that I could access and do a more thorough report and continue on with this. Something I do here that's a little different than Andy. I want to show you this real quick. Okay, this is null school, and I'm going to put wind in here, and I want you, first of all, I want you to recognize the shape of America here, and you can see where our main flow of energy is in this area right here, okay? Now I'm going to show you the upper jet stream that's controlling all of this weather, okay? This is the upper jet right now. I'm going to put the wind in for you, okay? Now, something has changed here. This divot, this division right here, something is diverting this a little bit. So sometimes this causes stuff to curve, and if you look at the flow, I'm very concerned about Washington D.C. and New York State. And we're going to zoom into that area because do you see how this thing is causing a lot of this flow to curve and go into that region? Now as we back out, I want you to notice this is moving eastward, okay? Some of my viewers, if you're new here from Andy Hill, some of my regular viewers watched as this cocktail is mixed together. We're going to back and look at the inflow. It's always about the inflow. We have cold air coming out of the Gulf of Alaska, and we have moist air coming in off of Baja California here, blending together, mixing together right in this zone. This zone is going to travel eastward, okay? And it's going to focus all this energy in the daytime hours now over this region, okay? And I'm just gonna say it. I know what they did in New York yesterday and the people in DC, and boy are they stupid to do that right as this storm is approaching them. I mean, they are just begging for it. So high alert for everybody east of this, everybody in this zone east of it. And then as we look here, let's back a little bit. All right, here's our storm currently. All right, it's going to drive this way and pull up all that stuff from down south right over this area, okay? So even though forecast models show different things, these storms are very volatile and they change incredibly fast. This is the GFS model, and its latest update puts a nice yellow patch right here, right on New York, okay? And what I want to point out here is this model has been changing a lot lately. And the last storm we saw had this perfect comma shape right here, all right? This one has a new feature jutting out in front of it, okay? It has stolen some of the energy from this part, thankfully, because these people cannot stand to have another tornado outbreak. But I have a real bad feeling about what they did yesterday, and feeling New York is about to pay dearly, and Washington, D.C., okay? And for good reason, I believe that, because as we continue this model, okay, this is just the GFS model, we also have more coming in over here. We're going to keep going forward a little bit once this storm is gone. But I want you to watch the country. You have a little clearing to recuperate. This could change at any moment. This one that went up into Canada, this low right here, watch, boom, that thing, that could change at any moment, okay? All because of this flow right here. I'm going to back away, and I'm going to bring you over here now a little bit. Now, do you see where this cocktail is being mixed out here and being split and thrown at America? Okay, so we have to kind of back away from this storm a little bit and look at what's coming down the pike. So as we come back to this forecast model, this is April 11th. Let me get everything on the screen here for you folks. If anybody is new here from Andy Hill, welcome. I have a little different style, but we'll try to do the best to continue on, because this storm is not over yet, okay? And I'm just going to really quick go through this GFS model, because there is another event that's coming right here. This low is going to do something similar. All right. Now, this is April 14th. This is a ways out, and these things change constantly. Now, I mean, they're pretty accurate, but with today's volatile weather, they are changing. And a reason why they are changing is because, if I can back up here, we have energy from the sun coming in and hitting the earth, okay? And this energy, this energy, we'll just say, hits the atmosphere, and the earth absorbs it. It messes with the upper jet stream, okay, and causes these, look at these violent dips and bows. Where is this wind going? It's going almost backward, hooking this hard hook coming up over Hawaii this way. So what we have, as we back out here, is a very, very unstable weather pattern, okay? And this changed drastically in the last 24 hours. And the change out here caused a change right here. Thankfully, your prayers have worked, and this region was spared today. Don't mistake anything. God spared this region today. And I know that he doesn't like people accusing false accusations, especially when they're guilty of the very accusations that they do. So I expect we'll see New York and Washington, D.C. And a lot of this region is also in this target zone. Even though Andy says the activity has died down, well, we're at the coolest part of the day, the morning, the coldest. Now the sun is coming up and convection will start. And I'm going to show you here, when we go into this, convection is already going on. It's still going on. It was going on through the midnight hours. So there are still possible tornadoes all around this. All these little sections could pop off at any moment. If you were watching Andy Hill last night, or Ryan Hall, you would notice that these tornadoes can pop up within 5 minutes, do a damage path, and then disappear. They're very volatile. They can pop up at any time. Okay, so does anybody in the chat have a good link or a good site that's better than this that I could refer to? I can't pay for the site that Andy uses or Ryan uses, but if there's another model out here that you guys are aware of that we could use that's a little more accurate. All right, this is the radar. Let's go to precipitation. All right, now something here in the precipitation model, it's still showing the lightning. There's a lot of electricity in this storm. These are all, whoops, let me zoom in again real quick. These are all current lightning strikes as they go, okay? So there's a lot of electricity in the air. There's a lot of moisture in the air. The bartender is mixing the cocktail, and he's about to pour a shot on New York and a double shot on DC, and everybody else might have a round of beer or something. But we are getting up here into Canada too, so they're going to suffer as well. All right, this storm, this is the main part of it, but as we pull back, it reaches all the way down here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you down here because what I see going on, oh dear. All right, right here, this cell is pretty strong, and I see this wind coming and turning right here. So we're going to look for a hook. Here's a slight hook right here. Uh, and I'm trying to think of a better weather radar app. I can't do the one app that they have, which I really need, but it's hard to do things in protective custody. So let's just continue with this until I find another alternative. All right. So right now we have our storm is going to increase through the morning and through the noon hours. It will apex around 4:35. Okay. Let's go backwards to our current storm. Okay. This one right here. That's at 5 a.m. April 5th. We are past that. Yeah, so this would be the next frame. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on this the best I can and try to keep as much of it in the screen, whoops, as possible. No, that didn't work. That one's the best right there. Okay, so, oh, no, you don't. Sorry about that, folks. Let me just redo this. There we go. And now we can pull it up, center it. Another thing I can do is pull it closer to you guys. There we go. All right, where's my magic wand? Okay, this is the next frame on the GFS model. We have an intense patch right here that's in the Michigan Great Lakes area, okay? Above that is a huge icing event, all right? This is going to be extremely dangerous. It still is. There's a bunch of snow on the backside too that they're not reporting, or that, you know, we're too busy looking at the tornadoes, but there is snow on the backside of this, okay? So lots of snow, a big icing event, very extreme weather here. We're going to see these pop-ups as this line continues down, okay? So let me move to the next frame here real quick. Oh, I have to zoom back out, I guess. All right, yeah, we'll just zoom out real quick. Thank you for bearing with me, folks. Usually don't do a morning stream. I am a, midnight guy. But we're still going to continue on here, regardless of my mistakes. All right, that's the next frame I want. Now, no. 11 a.m. April 5th. Let's get the date in there too. Okay. All right. There's your date. There's your. Let's zoom in a tad bit too. Oh, no, that's good right there, I guess. Or is that the one? That's the one right there. Okay. Now that we've got it there, just adjust a tad bit more and get it right in the proper spot for you guys. Okay. So, a lot of you can see what's going on right here. Something I want to point out too is this little graph over here. The graph is measurements of rain, okay? This graph has, you know, the rainbow in it, right? I want you to take a peek at the entire rainbow is all right here. Every color is here, okay? So this is still the perfect storm. And your prayers did a lot of help here, okay? And now it's time for some lessons to be taught in New York and in DC. And that's the next frame that we will be enduring here soon. Okay. All right. So let's go back to our radar here. Let's see if I can pull up radar. There we go. All right. There we go. Now I want to start looking around. Any hook action. Not too worried. This is all up in Canada right now. Okay, I'm not Canadian. We can go in real quick here. Um, this is looking concerning. A hook could form here, right here as well. Okay, I see this is possibly, and then you can see how dense this area is in here. We even have white in the middle. Okay, so that's 60 dBz, 55, 60 again. Okay, so there still is an enhanced risk right in this area right here, okay? Let me pull back. Is that? Oh man, I wish I had the radar app with the debris balls. This might be a tornado or something. We'll see. I don't know what these white dots mean, but I can tell you right now that that is still intense, okay? Now, something else I wanted to report on is, for those of you who didn't watch Andy Hill or Ryan Hall at all today, there was the first tornado of the day, basically. They all converged at the same place at the same time, and something unfortunate happened. We had a shift in the flow, and something terrible happened. What we call a hook slice, and the tornado changed direction on the whole crew there, except for like 2 or 3 storm chasers, different ones that were on different locations, but most of them were gathered at the one intersection, and they were clogged up there. The tornado changed direction. It hook sliced them. They got hit with baseball-sized hail that shattered their windows, dented up their cars, pretty much immobilized like 8/10 of the crew. Okay. Then, as they try to escape, a second tornado touched down on the other side of them, boxing them in. These are professional storm chasers. These are the best weathermen on the face of this planet, right? They got caught off guard. That tornado boxed them. Another one landed on the other side of them. They had 2 tornadoes, one on each side of them, and it was hailing baseballs. They're lucky to escape with their lives. Okay, they were very lucky, and the 2 storm chasers that avoided the whole thing were probably breathing a sigh of relief, because they'll be in the game tomorrow or today now, where the other ones might be a little behind or challenged, we'll say. Okay, and even though they said that the enhanced risk is diminishing, well, it's not over yet. We are going into daylight hours again, and convection is going to occur. All the ingredients are prime. I don't know what happened here. This is a new feature right here. This divergence right here. I don't understand what is causing this. I see this green. There's obviously something going on right here different that is causing this split. Now, as this divergence point, let's just call it a wedge, okay? Because that's what it looks like. It looks like a freaking wedge. Oops, pardon my French. All right, so we got this wedge here. It's splitting the flow, and it's splitting the flow intensely. It's squeezing it together. This was wide and broad. Now it's been pinched off, intensifying this flow. But just like water, if you stick, say you stick a branch in a running creek, because this is a running creek, and you stuck a branch in the water now, and you've caused this divergence of flow. It also causes eddies and causes stuff to arc. You see my pointer? It causes stuff to arc instead of go straight. All this was going to go straight until this wedge formed here. Okay, till this little wedge right here formed. Now we have a divergence of flow, and it's causing this arc shape. As this approaches, it's going to arc all this stuff right back down into all this area. So the threat is not over. It is far from over. I think maybe you get caught up in just watching the radar. It's important to know what's coming down the pike as well. Okay? And it's also important to study the flows and the asymmetries, because any kind of small thing like that could change things drastically. Okay? And this is what I'm concerned about. This wasn't here yesterday. This wasn't in any of the models. I don't think it's in any of these models or being considered yet. So we are going to, it's not over. This is still a big storm, and there's places that are, Chicago got hit last week or whatever, the huge windstorm. They got hit again tonight. Not too bad, but they did get hit again tonight. And this is another city that's very corrupt. We all know what happens in Chicago. There's so much death in that city, they don't even cover it on the news. There are more people die in this town every day than in a war zone, okay? There is World War, or not World War, but a battle zone, killing zone going on right here in Chicago that's just being ignored. Anyways, we're here to do the weather. Back to this. We are got radar, and now I'm seeing something. It's all right. Let's pull back a little bit. This little shape, this S shape right here. We're gonna go zoom in on this a little bit, and this is where I was looking at that a possible hook forming in this area, or this. There's a hook here. This little intense cell right there. Yes, there are faces on some of these tornadoes, somebody said in the chat. Let's go to thunderstorms real quick. Oh, here's the Cape. Yeah, let's check out the Cape here. Will give it to me? Cape and shear. So, here we go. Let's just do the Cape first. Alright, here we go. So here's our Cape. This is our potential energy. Come on back. Whoops. There we go. We skipped the part of the world. Why does it keep zooming in too fast? Alright. You can see over here we're on the Cape. Oops, let me pull back a little bit and then push this out so you guys see the whole screen here. Alright. We're over here in our Cape, alright? Here's our potential energy right here, alright? And you can see that we have quite the powerful, very defined dry line, okay? A lot of the tornado reporting is very important, but something that gets overlooked is the fire danger on the backside of this, okay? Major fire danger. Even after getting hit with water, the air is very dry, and whatever didn't get doused is very brittle from the day, and a lightning strike, since there's so much lightning going on in here, could set off fires, okay? So this is not only a weather warning, but a fire warning from, I would say, probably from this line down, all of Oklahoma, most of Texas, I would say, even maybe parts of up in here, possibly having possible fires, okay? Now let's go change this Cape up a little bit, because I want to see the shear as well, because shear is important too. And yes, we do have wind shear. This is the perfect mix for tornadoes still, okay? So this event is far from over. I'm going to go into wind shear a little bit more. Okay, let's pull back. Now we're looking at wind shear here. This is not moisture, this is the wind shear. Note the huge dip here. It has dipped so low and is so strong. Look how powerful it has created this front side edge. This storm is far from over. I have a feeling when Ryan Hall comes back on, he won't see a diminished threat like maybe we were thinking. I believe he's going to step into having his hands quite full. And we're going to close in on this, okay? This is, look at this, this is wind shear, okay? This wind shear is no joke. I want you to look at the direction of it and what direction it's going. It's coming in hard and hooking and swirling back around, okay? How do I put this? Let's go over to this. I want to drop down just a little bit, or no, let's go up here to our polar vortex. This is way, way up there, okay? This is the mesosphere. No, troposphere. Anyways, what we have is our vortex, our polar vortex. See the inflow coming here? It should go wrap all the way around and be one full circle, but it's not. It has this divergence. Part of it is wrapping, but very weak. Most of our polar vortex is coming down and into America. Do you see this? Let me tilt the planet a little bit. Why is it not bright? Here we go. Nope, that didn't do anything. Alright. But you can see that this is not a complete circle. Part of it is diverging here, but very weak. The part that's the strongest comes off and goes over the Bering Straits here, the northern Pacific, where it's cold. And it drops right down and into America. All right? So our polar vortex is aimed at America. This is no joke. This is our polar vortex. This is supposed to stay up here and going around a circle, okay? It's supposed to stay north, up in Canada, at the, you know, at the furthest south. Not like this. This is a major tweak in the polar vortex that is directed straight at America. I want you to listen very closely and watch very closely. As this cold air is this vortex, the polar vortex, is dropping down and mixing with moist air from the subtropics. Do you see this feed mixing with this feed? Do you see the cocktail being brewed out here in the Pacific? This hot cocktail is going to come slamming into the West Coast. Do you see that this is the polar vortex? This isn't a storm. This is the polar vortex directing all weather systems into the West Coast. Now, as I drop down again, please let me, whoops. We're going to drop a little lower. Okay. And remove this. You can see we still have the same flow. We have this big dip right here that's causing it. Then we're going to go even lower to our upper jet stream. And that's where everything's hitting the fan. This is what's controlling all the weather down below. Then we're going to drop lower. See, it's still there. The lower we go, it's still there. So we're going to drop even lower to the ground. See? What does this look like now, down at the ground, towards ground level? Does this look like a like a land hurricane? Let's drop down even lower. Now you can see over America here, this low is still giant. It's huge. And now it's also sucking moisture in off of the Gulf. This thing is pumping moisture hot. This is the warmest water right now probably in the northern hemisphere, and it's just sucking it right up just like a hurricane. This is a, for lack of a better term, a large, low-category land hurricane. We're going to drop down even lower here. And you can see that it's still affecting the weather Is this the surface right here? Yeah, surface. Okay, so even at the surface, do you see the divergence in wind? We have this coming up as this is coming down. When this package moves east, it's going to draw up moisture and slam this cold air in to this region right here. This entire region should have a nice red spot over it right now. And I'm sure maybe later they might adjust that when the sun starts to do more convection. So back to this real quick. All right, you see our hot cocktail being made, and then out here is this low dip pulling the cold air, moist, and mixing it right together right over the country. Okay, now we're going to back out and go back to Venture Sky here, and we're going to check out our latest radar, and let's look around here. The Radar Omega site, for some reason, I can't download it. You have to pay for it, and I'm not able to do that because of certain circumstances. So if anybody out there can suggest another weather app that's free that I can just download right now on air, we can look at something different too. So what I want to do is we're at radar. Let's go to satellite real quick. Check out some of these different packages here. What's this? Come on. That's all you got? Okay, then we don't need that. Let's check out the perceived temperatures. Not much to show there. Actually, there is a lot to see here. This is the temperatures, right? Or the perceived temperatures. Let's go to real temperature. Alright, this is good. Now, let me do this. It's kind of blinding the camera a little bit and take some light out of there. Sorry, it was watching another live stream and not prepping for my own. I wasn't prepared. I wasn't even expecting to go live, but since the other coverage stopped, I have to continue because this is not over. And there's a little break between Ryan and Andy anyway, so I'm going to fill that gap the best I can with the little instrumentation I have. Anyways, back to this. You can see we have a very big temperature difference from this side to this side. As these two blend together, you can see these winds right here. This is all the cold air mixing with the hot air. We have the whole rainbow right here in the screen, okay? This is not over. We got St. Louis coming up next. Actually, let's go back to radar wind speed. Ooh, wind speed. We'll do that in a minute. Thunderstorms. Let's check out thunderstorms. Yeah, there we go. No, I don't want any tape. Ooh, what's this? Oh, this is a little better. Now we're talking. Okay, let me back out real quick and find our hotspot. Wow. Boy, I see why it's hard for these guys to do it. Oh, what's going on down here? Here's that thing that's causing the wedge. Look at this anomaly. What is going on right here? There is something cooking right there. And it's diverting. What is this? Can anybody help explain what? Is this a radar hole or? No, because there's a patch here and there's a little patch there. Eek. All right, so let's back out of this. We have a few of these patches here, here, here. These might be breaks in the storm? Nah, not when it's that concentrated. What is this? 0JK. What does this stand for? This is minus 330. We're going to have to find out what these readings mean. JK minus 500. Ooh, webcams, wind animation. All right, well, for right now, I'm sticking with thunderstorms. I'm sticking with this instrument, and we still currently, let me refresh this, make sure this is fresh and not old. Okay, we're refreshing. No, this is new. Okay, so now what I'm going to try to do here, uh, this appears to be moving kind of up in this direction. We have wind going this way as it's going that way. So Atlanta, I would be waking up right around now. We are starting to look at maybe a possible echo right out here, or a possible hook outside of Atlanta here. And I really wish I had the other site with the debris balls. Anybody in the chat? Anybody know a site that would show the debris balls? I know it's delayed, and I haven't been watching the chat. I'm trying to report, but if any of you guys know how another app that I could use. So, all of these places now, let's back out a little bit. So, Atlanta, Athens, Ashleyville, Johnson City, later on, Charlotte. Right now, though, look out in Chattanooga. I would be on the ball in Huntsville, Rome, definitely Dalton. Yeah, all these little places around here, you guys need to be on alert, on high alert. Let's see here. Any good hook echoes or So, regardless, we're going to have huge hail, thunderstorms coming into the Georgia region, currently hitting Alabama. Alabama is under the gun as we speak. Tuscaloosa looks like it's dodging a bullet. Birmingham is in the red. The next few places to get hit, Montgomery's in the red. Columbus is in the red. LaGrange, again, in the red. This, I have no idea what to report on that. This could be a debris ball, maybe? I don't know. No. But for some reason, this is a strange signature. And towns around it, we got Troy, Greenville, Tuskegee, Columbus, all these places, Ozark, all these places are under the gun right now, okay? And this is further south. As we pan back, you'll see we also have our thunderstorms going up here. And this is most of this over the lake. That's good. Right here, ooh. We got something going on right here, I think, folks. Right around here. Yeah, these appear to be breaks in the clouds, these patches or something. Let's still continue up here. We still have stuff going along the edge of the lake here. Oh no, that's not the lake. That's the lake. Well, there's a lake right there too. But Detroit is now getting hit. Milwaukee just got finished up. It's going across the lake, it looks like right now. So that's everybody on this side. Grand Rapids, get ready. In the next about 15-20 minutes probably for Grand Rapids. Let's pull back and take a peek. So down here by St. Louis, we got our little line forming. I'm worried about pop-up thunderstorms like this out front here. It's not showing anything too bad yet, but this is the kind of stuff we're looking for, we'll watch out for. Here's our dry line. It's very, very active right along the front there. This is Russellville. Okay, let's pull back. There is more going on down here. Now, this is very dangerous. This is all this energy is being swooped up and pulled up in here into Texas. So I think we might on in Texas here, maybe Next few hours, you guys might have some water spouts making landfall on the coast. Um, let's just real quick pull back and look at all and the direction that the wind's taking it. I also want to go to this and go lower and see how this is taking it up too. Whoops, where were we? So yeah, our wind levels at at this level right here are going to take all that thunderstorm moisture and still continue to pipe it in here. This low is moving slow. It's stalled. It should have been kind of a little further east by now. So this is going to be a 2-day event. Actually, yesterday wasn't too bad. Today is going to be the event, I believe. Even though we had a bunch of storm chasers taken out yesterday, let's pray for them all. Hopefully they get their windshields fixed and get back into the game, because the game is on. It's not over. And I need to stay alert for when Ryan Hall goes live. I don't want to step on his broadcast. In the meantime, I want to come over here and do a quick earthquake report. You can see we had a big quake here earlier yesterday, a 6.3 down at Panama. And then we also had another big one that was over here. It's off the map now. It was a 6 point something. Anywho, we are having earthquake activity as well because of this influence from the sun. Anyways, we're here for weather. Now, at this, you can see how we have that jutting out effect here. This thing is turned into like if you tilt your head to the left, it looks like a triangle. Boom, boom, boom. All right, it's in the shape of a triangle. And this side of the triangle, sorry, I'm yelling, bump the mic. This side of the triangle is where all the conductivity is all coming together. We got the cold air being wrapped around and brought in from the north, right here on our dry line, combining with this, and then where does it go? It wraps all the way back around to recycle. It's taking moisture and wrapping it right back around into it again as it's sucking up more of this hot thunderstorm moisture. Okay, so we are not done yet. This is going to be an event again. I pray I'm wrong. But I read different instruments and I see different things than a lot of other people do. And lately, I've been, I don't want to say right, because I don't like being right or wrong, but I've been accurate, we'll say. So, today is not over. Let's go a little bit further. One more frame here. Okay, then we'll zoom in on that one. Pull this out of the way. Why did I do that? I was supposed to roll it. My bad. It'll pop right back up here. I got it set. Okay. Let's pull this up. This is, this will be our current conditions at, let me pull back so we can see the time. This will be our conditions at 5 a.m. Pacific, April 5th. So let's adjust for the time. 2 hours, that would be 7 a.m. April 5th. All right. That's right now. Okay, so you can see that we are, we're now, that phase, let's go to the next one. This will be 11 a.m. Pacific at 2 hours, 3 for the East Coast, 2 for this area. So from 1 p.m. or 2 p.m., when the sun starts to really convect, this is the position of this storm, and you can see we have burgundy. That's a lot of rain in this area, okay? And we have the enhanced risk, this yellow, here, let me zoom in again. A little more. I forgot to do that. Roll. All right. You can see we have this little yellow enhanced risk here and down here by Texas. I have a feeling this is all going to fill in with little yellow dots that I don't like to see, and we're going to have pop-up thunderstorms right out in front of this again because the sun's going to be up. The temperature and the humidity, the dew points are all still the same. It just needs the sun, and the sun is on the rise in more than one way. Get it? The sun is on the rise. Anyway, so back to Venture Sky. Here's our thunderstorms. We're going to go into temperature, precipitation, no, radar. Let's get back to the radar. All right. And we're on the radar. Okay, so let's just kind of go in a little harder on some of these places. And I'm taking a look down at some of these pop-ups that they're popping up, but they're not too bad. This one's got a little lightning in it around, what is that? Oops, sorry. Bloomington. Then, as we pull back, here is our main line right here. The most severe part being right here, outside of Decatur, but headed towards, well, Terre Haute and Danville, and later on Indianapolis. Okay, this is going up this way and moving this way at the same time. So Indianapolis will soon be under the gun. You people in Indianapolis, you're going to see this front coming at you, and stay alert to your weather radios, because this is where we're going to see hook echoes, is along this front. And I see a little dip right here in this area. So there's dips, boom, boom. This is very touchy all through this area, okay? We have some intense stuff over at Clarksburg right now, heading towards Strasburg, okay? So a lot of potential activity in this area still. All right, so where else am I going here? We want to go up here because here's Grand Rapids, and they got a storm just outside of them here, and it's not too bad, but it's going to intensify in that area as the day continues on. Then we'll over here, this is picking up and intensifying over Midland here, just north and west of Midland. Now this flow is, that wind is going this way. It's going to slow this stuff up, and it's going to linger a little longer. I thought I saw a lightning strike. Yeah, there's a little lightning here. So this hasn't produced anything yet. I don't think there's a potential spot right here. Nothing on the ground yet, we'll say. But these are all potential spots that we are looking at for more activity later today. Okay, and you can see this wind is all swirling. Here's our central low, like right about here, and it's going to continue this way, I think. Okay, let's look at wind speeds. Wind speeds are not. That's 10 miles above the ground. Let's go right here. Oh. 128, 130 miles, 30 mile an hour winds. This is up higher, I believe. Let's go lower. No, that's not it. Okay, that's probably the lowest right there. We got 38 mile an hour winds here, there, 23. Okay, so right now we got inflow coming in at 26. Our strongest winds seem to be up here Excuse me. Here's 100 meters above the ground. And the higher up we go, the more intense it gets. 250 meters above the ground. See how it's picking up in intensity? Here's 950. That's each. Yeah, let's try this 950. Okay. There's 55 mile an hour winds at not too far off the ground. Let's go over to the 700 right here. Now, up higher, they're having these, this is like where the cloud tops, I think, kind of max out, and they're having 80 mile an hour winds at the higher elevations here in this, or at the upper levels in this storm right here. The higher we go, where was this one? See how intense and how violent the winds are up there. 105, there's 156, 170, 180. So we have upper level winds that are hauling ass. They're really moving, and in this area, this is all this hook slice echo area, okay? And I wouldn't be surprised if they get another hook slice tornado today, because this is very volatile. Again, with this instrument now, it's showing you a very similar flow. This coming out of the Pacific here, cold air mixing and blending with moist air and being slammed together in that corridor over the country right there. Okay, and as this shifts east, this track is going to be over the east coast here by today. I would probably, I don't know, I can't put an estimate on that because this has changed and stalled. So we still have quite the potential here. Now let's drop one more here. Okay, now here's our wedge effect right here that I was talking about, and it creates an eddy, this curvature effect. And it's curving stuff where? New York, all through here, okay? So this whole area is not over yet. All right, now let's go back to, let's get rid of this one. I want to go back to precipitation, temperature, thunderstorms, there it is. Back to the thunderstorms. Okay. Now do you see down here? This is the thunderstorms. We don't need CAPE. I don't want lifted index. Whoops. Alright, well, anyways, we're just going to stick with this. You can see our dry line. This is a very dramatic dry line. Okay? And you see this potential energy here being whisked up from the Gulf, pumped right up this corridor along the dry line. This air coming from the dry line is turning and blending with it. All right, so this is still, this whole dry line, this whole region is still very volatile. Okay, and that's what's going to be moving up and eastward like that. Okay, so New York City, all these big cities along the East Coast, Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Richmond. We got a lot of popular big cities out here that are under the gun in the next hours, okay? What else can I show you guys? Wave, snow cover, air quality, humidity. Let's look at some humidity levels. Let's go back to the thunderstorms. I want to look at the lifted index. There we go. Okay, our lifted indexes are still high, especially along this dry line. all of this area. Like I said, we might see water spouts making landfall. Okay? The threat is still out there for these pop-up, long-track, very big, violent tornadoes all through this whole, basically from this line eastward today. This thing is going to come sweeping through, and I pray that the Lord has mercy on them. But from what I understand, New York, the state of New York, not just New York City, but the state of New York is in trouble, and especially the criminals in D.C. But I'll try to stick to the weather the best I can here. You folks in the chat, my chat room's different. You guys can chat. Nobody's reporting right now, so I'm going to continue on here. And for those of you who want to stick around, you can. I'm just kind of waiting for either one of these other guys to go live. So in the meantime, let's go back to this forecast model, because this part that's jutting out now is going to be striking the East Coast here real soon. We got a big icing event mixed with a lot of rain. They're talking 16 inches to 24 inches of rain. This is going to be a big flooding event as well, okay? All of this is 2.5 to 1.5 inches of rain all through here. So not only are they going to have another outbreak, I feel, there's going to be lots of rain. This area, watch for flash flooding, bridges washing out, rivers overflowing. Down here in Texas, there's a new little yellow slight risk here. Okay, so the tail of these things can be very, very, oopsie, what was I going to say? Very destructive. So let's reopen that again. I messed up. So even though the enhanced risk is kind of slowed for a minute, the convection's about to fire up, and we'll see this zone right here getting under the gun as well. Oops, dang it, I did it again. I gotta remember to scroll instead of using my arrows for that one. Oh boy. Now let's zoom back out so we can access the instrument. Now scroll. Okay, there we go. Now this is our current one at 5, well, we're 2 hours past that one. So this is more close to being current. This is 11 a.m. for the Pacific Coast. That would be 1 o'clock this afternoon to 2 o'clock on the East Coast. This monster is going to be doing a lot of convection. Then, depending on the timing of this, right around 5 p.m. their time, 7 p.m., sorry, their time, is when a lot of this is going to fall from the sky. And we have little pop-ups here in Indiana, Ohio, just right by the Great Lakes right here, with a huge right here, okay? So very, very dangerous weather, still potentially heading for all this area, okay? And I pray that I'm wrong, but I still see plenty of moisture, plenty of cape left. Let's go to the Cape. See, there's still plenty of Cape. Let's go to the Cape and shear, okay? Combined, both of them are there. Here it is, really coming together, this Cape and the shear coming together just south of Chicago, okay? Let me refresh this, make sure we're current conditions. Okay, current conditions, yeah. The regular wind shear, let's pull back. Okay, 53 meters per second. Okay, and then up here is really intense. 68 meters, what is it, 59? There's a 60 meters per second. So it's really it's really doing a lot of wind shear, and this is just the wind shear, sorry. So there's still a lot of wind shear aloft, and that's what causes the rotation. So you can see with this huge dip right here is very drastic, and it reaches pretty far south. So that's going to really drive down and in and across the country and force all this right through this area. Now, when you see New York and you see all of this in the direction this is all coming, you know that the East Coast is going to get it today. We're talking these big cities along there too. So, yeah, 6 o'clock could be dangerous, yes. Anything from here on out, now that the sun's coming up, and now that the sun's up, actually, it's been up here for a while, and now we'll see thunderheads form, blossom, and then anvil out. Either drop tornadoes, large hail, lots of lightning. Pray that these storm chasers can regroup this morning and hit the road with a good game plan, because I have a feeling yesterday was not the day that today is going to be the day. And it's going to be more of an East Coast event than the mid part of the country. So let's go back right here to our forecast model. So as we go forward here, boom, see all these yellow speckles right here? Pop-up thunderstorms all through this area as this continues to, it's going to funnel up as it moves this way, okay? Here is the state of New York under the gun here. I'm going to zoom in on this. Okay, that's the best one. Roll. Okay, and closer now to you guys. You can see, let me get this out of the way. Right here, the state of New York has this yellow stripe right through it. It also has, this is Maine, has all this icing event. The entire state of Maine is covered with that pink, okay? So the entire state of Maine is going to be experiencing an icing event, okay? So you people up in Maine, this can funnel up that way too. You guys might see this yellow next door to you. As this continues, we might see tornadoes in Maine, okay? Anywhere from Maine south. See how long this goes. Let me pull it down, okay? This tail now, it's all the way down here, and wait. Is that the one I want? No. Is this it? Okay, and no, that's not the one I wanted. Where'd it go? Anyways, this tail is reaching all the way back down, and I showed you all the moisture down here in the Gulf, the thunderstorms that are moving up from the Gulf. Where'd it go? All right, down here. See all this potential energy that's out in the water? When the sun hits this, it's going to convect. So you see all of this coming together. Houston right now is having heavy thunderstorms. Potential is there for later on today, like I said, for water spouts turning into land spouts, turning into tornadoes. Okay, so we might see activity actually start in the water and then move on land and then run right up like this. We could see long track tornadoes running up like this, started from down here. Okay, I pray that I'm wrong. I would love to be wrong, but all the ingredients are there. And if we all keep praying like we did and dodged a bullet in this area here, let's keep praying. Maybe we can dodge another bullet here, but this stuff is all traveling up towards Indianapolis now. And let's get out of that. All right. Now, you can see how our moisture, this is not over yet. Let me go, this is helicity, sorry, not moisture. Go to the lifted index. We looked at that one already. I want to go to, I think it's this one. And then what does that stand for? Alright, anyways, let's look real quick. Oh yeah. Now, do you see all this potential energy, this moisture down here that's being diverted up against Texas here? So when this, throughout the day, as this gets shoved further north, it's going to come ashore and join in with this tail. And it's going to, even as this moves out, this tail is going to drag stuff along with it. And let me back out real quick. Scroll. Then let's proceed to the next frame. Do you see what I'm talking about in this next frame now? Do you see how all that moisture has come up now, and we have a severe line right here? This is all what's going to hit Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia today. Okay? And you can see right here, Alabama is already under the gun, and that Atlanta is soon to be, Athens next, and here's some pop-up thunderstorms in front already. Okay, see, we're on thunderstorms. Here's pop-up thunderstorms out in front. See all this speckled stuff right here? This is all primed right now as we speak. As we speak, this is all speckled and primed. I sure hope Ryan Hall comes on here soon and does a live stream, because I really need to study that app that he has. I wish I could get it, but unfortunately, I have to work with what I got. Any suggestions from the chat? Any of you guys like techies out there, weather techies, that could help me find a better app? Anybody? Just holler in the chat room. Say, oh, go look at this site or that site. I'll try to look it up for you guys. Otherwise, let's go in here. Here's Grand Rapids. Here's a lot of this still around the edge of the lake, okay? This is all going to be moving east. This whole area up here will be getting hit here in a little while with major thunderstorms, hail, high winds, potential tornadoes. Grand Rapids, all of this area right here too, because this is going to move easternly as well. Then you see all of this here. This is still going to move east and north. So all this area too is all thunderstorms. Wow, look at this. We have thunderstorms off the coast, and the wind is going to funnel it onshore. A reverse flow. This is going to sound strange, but we might see a water spout make land going backwards. I pray I'm wrong, but do you see what's happening here? Do you see these pop-up thunderstorms that are already producing out over the water? The wind's going to take them up. This inflow is coming in to feed this storm. It's sucking stuff backwards. See this flow? This storm is so strong that it's pulling stuff into it. It's going to take this moisture right here, I believe, suck it up north, and it's going to get pulled right into it. Do you see what I see right here? New York is right where this stuff is going to come up and reverse and go back into the land as this storm approaches. Yeah, I have a bad feeling about this area. You guys shouldn't have done what you did. I'm not going to mention what it is, but I'm sure everybody's quite aware. And it's really because of these guys down here in Washington, D.C. And look what's headed towards Washington. They got their own line headed for them right now. In fact, this could produce a hook right here. We could see Washington, D.C. get hit here real soon, actually. In fact, we're going to just kind of stay here for a minute. Let's refresh. We'll make sure that we got the most current. Now, I don't know if this is a break in the storm or what this is. This must be some kind of break in the storm. Almost like an eye or like a clear patch that's being made because of everything back behind it. Let's pull back. Yeah, look at this. Would you look at this? So, our main line is still way back here, right? These are pop-ups out in front of it. Headed towards Centerville, Alexandria, Washington, D.C., German Frederick, Hagerstown. Whoa, what's this? Potential hook going on just outside of Hagerstown. I can't say definitive on the ground or not because I don't have spotters and I don't have the best radar. But you guys are looking at it with me, and some of you have trained and can see this is concerning here. This is concerning here. What's concerning, actually, is this own little dry line, this band of thunderstorms heading towards Washington, D.C. as we speak. I think God's gonna be holding class today and teaching a lesson in Washington, D.C. and around New York. Now let's go up here. We have this little band outside Williamsport. We have this. This is Elmira. Ithaca is having strong thunderstorms right now. All you guys be on alert. You could possibly have tornadoes dropping today. I can't say for sure right now. But here we have another one of these points out here. Walton, be careful. Turn your radio weathers on. Have your weather channels on. Lake Lockhaven, Jersey Shore, Williamsport, all these places around here. Okay, this is all this little area coming in. We have this little area already taking place in New York. All right, the state of New York is on today, and you can see it's already firing off. It's got one band here. It's got another band here. I expect this to all speckle and really get juiced up today and really slam New York City. Red alert for New York City. There's nowhere to go, so just brace for impact. The skyscrapers, you might not want to be up in them. The wind could blow the windows out. Wouldn't that be something if they had a tornado in downtown New York City? Or something that hit New York and just went right up the island? Everybody around this area, too. So many big towns and cities. Everyone here. I can't even name all these cities. But your turn is next. And it's just outside your front door. Okay? It will be knocking on your door today. Knock, knock. Who's there? Yeah, it's Jesus knocking at the door. Right here. Possible hook coming back here. I really don't like this app. I really wish I had theirs so I could see debris balls and hook echoes a lot better, because this site is just what it is. What it is. I'm gonna continue because here's our East Coast currently. These are thunderstorms. Okay. We're gonna go to the Cape. All that potential energy right there. The Cape plus the shear. The wind shear just itself, which is just amazing. That's the wind shear, folks. 56 meters per second. What was it up here? We saw an 80 or something, right? Or 60. So, a lot of wind shear aloft. We will definitely be seeing more rotation today, I believe. I pray I'm wrong, but I think today is going to be the big event. Let's go look at humidity. No. Waves, air quality. No. While we're here, though. Meters above the ground. Let's go up in elevation. Let's go. There's the shape of our storm. Let's go one more. Nope. All right, last one is dew point. There's your dew points, folks. Okay, we have 68 degrees Fahrenheit. This is all 70 to 60 range. Oh, wait, 2 meters above the ground. No, that's about there. Nope, that's the one right there. Dew points. Okay. So, as we pull back, you can see our dew points are pretty high on this side and very dry on this side. The cocktail is still ready to be shaken and mixed and poured. You can see the cloud cover on this, all right? It has covered all this area in clouds. Here's more cloud cover. Total cloud cover, fog, low clouds, high clouds. Let's go to the high clouds. Let's go middle clouds. Okay, you see what's happening here? Here's the lower clouds. Okay. Let's go. Whoops. Let's go to wind speeds now. This is 10 meters above the ground, so winds are still kind of calm area. We got some gusting up in here. What's going on out here by New York in these thunderstorms? Okay, so the wind speeds aren't too bad right now, but I expect them to pick up. These are onshore winds, okay? Notice the flow. 23, 24 miles an hour coming out of the east, heading west onshore here as they get pulled up into our storm as it continues to move. Oops, that's not the right one. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay. As it continues to move across the country here. So, let's do quick on Canada real quick because there's still people that live up there and there are people still too. Even though they're not American, I'm American, but there's still people. Montreal is just outside of it. Ottawa. All of you guys up in here today are under the gun too, okay? Even though the reporting for this area won't be as good or as covered as well, I should say, I'm going to give a red alert for this area as well up in Canada. All right, you guys, you're part of this too. This storm stretches up into you guys as well as us. So, snow, heavy winds, heavy moisture, big hail, large hail. possible possible tornadoes in Canada. Okay. I pray that I'm wrong, and I will love to be wrong, but let's back up. Come here. Let's back up a frame here. You see how this icing event is up in Canada and stuff, right? That's 11 a.m. Pacific, which translates to 1 p.m. Pacific today. 1 p.m. middle, the standard time, or this central part. It will be 2 in the afternoon for the East Coast. Okay, so prepare on the East Coast for 2 in the afternoon when this starts to starts to invade the East Coast here. And with this weird point on this is doing something different than our regular storms do. Which one was the one I was looking at before that I liked? Excuse me. There we are. Thunderstorms. Let's go Cape and shear. No, just the Cape. No, wind shear. What was the other one I had? No. Bear with me for just a second here. There we go. Yeah. All right. Back to our reporting here. So you can see we have our thunderstorms already aloft. We have our speckled effect going on right here. This is highly dangerous, okay? This is all heading towards Philadelphia, New York, all these places. Washington, D.C. Let's go look at Washington because I have a feeling something is going to happen to them today. Don't ask me why. Well, we can ask me why. But here's what is just outside of Washington, D.C. right now, okay? Then, as we pull back, see this little clearing? This could actually cause a hook echo inside of here against this back wall. And if it's not in here, this line will go over them. And what's behind this line? But another. So they will be under the gun once, twice, 3 times. Possibly. This will possibly blossom into a 4th. You see all this speckled coming up and eastward as well. So this area has all of this to deal with, and this is going to be speckled pop-up effect right in this area. Okay. We're seeing thunderstorms increasing outside of Wheeling. We are seeing very strong thunderstorms here just outside of Syracuse. So Syracuse, New York, we have a dip in here, a little dip right in there. So I wish I could have. Fires are coming behind the storms too. Yes, fires are definitely coming. There were already fires behind the last one when I reported that, and Oklahoma got hit with fires. So right now it looks like Syracuse might be under the gun. This is a little concerning. This down here underneath it is too. Okay, let's pull up a little bit. These two, even this little area, these 3 little, and here's something else. All of this is very volatile coming towards Syracuse, New York. Auburn, right now, you're experiencing heavy rain, thunderstorms, hail. Let's go back over here. Grand, what's this? Oh, ooh, that's a cool one. Canadagia. Canadagia. All right. Farmington, Victor, Macedon, Bloomfield, All you people, Richmond right here, Bristol. Um, we have Mount Morris, Exeter, Perry, a lot of places all along here. Here's Warsaw. Um, this leading edge right here, these hooks right here. There's one, two, three, possibly. I don't know what's going on down here, but this could be more. I really wish I had a better radar sight, you guys, so I could be a lot more accurate. But for what we have, let's just take a little peek. Buffalo. Buffalo right now, under the gun. Um, Rochester is going to be getting activity here soon. I was wondering what happened to Andy when the storm is approaching Hamilton, Ohio. We are in a tornado watch. It's getting dark. Who? All right, we have a tornado watch for Hamilton, Ohio, according to someone in the chat. Yes, I keep looking for either Andy or Ryan. Yes, wondering where my weather update is because it's getting bad here. Okay, well, just stick with me until they pop up, okay? Unless you can find somebody else who's doing anything. Hamilton, Ohio, please. Okay, where's Hamilton, Ohio? And then fire's coming, Hamilton. All right, so I see a request for Hamilton, Ohio. There's Columbus. Hamilton. Okay. So now we got Hamilton here. Let's pull back. Wait, I want to... Okay, just above Cincinnati here. So when we pull back and it disappears, it's just above Cincinnati. Right now, you are in kind of in a good spot. You're kind of clear. There's this pop-up line approaching, but it's also moving north. So just above Cincinnati right here. Let me pull back some more because later on, this will be traveling southward. This line will be coming eastward towards you. Your storms are going to pick up throughout the day, and but at the moment you are kind of in a good little spot. Just as long as this stuff doesn't really come up too high on you, and this dry line, when it does pass you, here's right here. So when this dry line or this squall line approaches right here, so let's go one more frame. So when it crosses Ohio, okay, check this out, Ohio. Scroll. All right, there you go. You have an enhanced risk, this yellow zone right in the middle. Okay, that's just past you, but this is right here in Indiana, right next door. These things are dangerous, and they are in the Ohio area. Okay, so you will be getting activity today. Your weather radios, stay close by them, have them on. Let me know as soon as Ryan Hall goes live so we can all go over there. I'm just trying to fill in the gaps like Andy did the night shift. And until Ryan gets up and starts reporting, I'm just going to do the graveyard. The graveyard. All right, so current conditions. Let's just take a peek right here. And I'm just going to leave this maybe like that for the moment. Okay, I'm going to take a quick little break. I'm not going far. I will be right here within mic shot. Yeah, just take a little peek at that for a second, and I'll be right back. I'll take a cigarette real quick, and I'll be right back. So, I'll leave that there. And anybody in the chat know of a good weather app? One that doesn't have to need a credit card to use or an arm or a leg to get it? I'll just leave you guys right there. Alright. Thank you for sticking with me, folks, that did. I'll be right there in about 2 seconds. Okay. All right, we're back. So, any other people in the chat room want to see your part of the country or anything, speak up and put it in the chat, and I'll try to address that as we go back to this forecast model now. Doing future casting as well as now casting. Let's pull back a little bit so I can access the... Now, something I want to take you guys through here is the coming days. Now, this can be changed at any time. That's actually, let's go back to this last frame right here. Here we have Ohio still with this yellow streak moving into Pennsylvania, okay, up towards New York. All right, so New York is going to get this yellow streak moving right through them, okay. You also have, oh no, why did I do that again? Oh, ridiculous. Right there. Back. Bear with me. So we are going to use the magic wand. So this little strike zone right here is, boom, right there is where New York is going to get hit. Okay. Then this squall line moves further south through this whole zone. Is going to be alive today, active today, we'll say. Active down in Texas. Active down in Texas. Active over here. Okay. Then, as we continue, Texas is still getting moisture. They're still getting thunderstorms through here. This tail of this storm is still here, even though the low has moved way out up here. It's still reaching back, funneling moisture up, okay? This thing has a long, long tail with residual effects on April 8th. Still, it hasn't moved out. Finally moving out and clearing the East Coast by April 9th at 5 a.m. Pacific, 8 a.m. on the 9th. Today is the 5th. See this for the next few days, 4 days possibly. Boom, boom. See, it moves up here, up out of the frame, but yet the tail of it is still stretched back. Then, look over here on the west coast. We have another impulse moving in before this gets a chance to clear out. Then, in comes the next storm through the Washington-Oregon corridor. Okay, then as we have this Washington-Oregon event coming in, could change because it's so volatile right now. You see this low picking up stuff? That could change. See this little highlighted area on its tail? Then this low, watch as this does a repeat of what we have just seen. Another icing event, another tornado event very far north. Huge snow on the back. Then the tail of this one, Oklahoma, Texas. This is April 14th. 1 p.m. in that time. Then when the sun's convecting on the 14th, That's 5 a.m. Pacific, 7 a.m. April 15th. This area could possibly wake up to another outbreak. Down here in Texas more. Okay? So, brace for impact of this one. Take advantage of the break to regroup as another one comes in. And in between, we're going to have sporadic activity. Now, back up here. This approaching the coast is coming from low up mountains. This might be a warm storm melting a lot of snow in the Sierras and flooding California on April 19th. That storm hits. Hopefully it's colder and puts more snow down and not so much rain and melts that, because that would cause some severe flooding, as this happens here on the East Coast, North Carolina this time. This is all subject to change because it's so far out, but this is what the is showing coming down the pike. All right, and that's as far as it goes. Skip to the next frame. That's right about now. That's right about now. That's 5 a.m. Pacific. It's 8. So we're in between that one and this one at 2 p.m. Okay, so we're in between this frame here and this frame here. Okay, so you see we have this yellow conduit right here. It's going to intensify into red, into burgundy. Okay, that yellow has now intensified past yellow into burgundy. Oops, that's the one. Do you see it? Right in this zone right here. Okay. This might pull a little further south and hit New York. We have that flow coming in with this going over the top, so watch out in the state of New York. All along this whole area, this whole section right in here, everybody east of this, because this squall line is going to travel over you. Let's see here. Let's go one more. Oh, wait, I got to pull back a little bit. Now, the next frame. Let's zoom in on this one. Okay, you see our upper New York area with this yellow patch. All these little broken patches back here in Ohio, Illinois, or Indiana. So as this stuff keeps moving this direction, Ohio will be under the gun. So whoever was asking about Ohio, please state. Whoops, my chat. Oh my God, it was out. Everybody in Ohio, just brace for impact. All right, I need to go back through the chat because it was down for a minute and see what questions you guys were asking in the meantime. Okay, let's start. Cammy Hamilton is near my kids. Okay, Asheville. Okay, so Asheville. Let's take a little. Well, Asheville's in Ohio, right? So it's raining in Hamilton right now. Okay, praying for all in Ohio. When it got real dark quick here, the wind is picking up, and it just started raining here. Where is that, Cammy? In Ohio, it started raining. Do you have a basement? What's the future cast look like in Memphis? In Memphis. Let's go. Sky. All right. Okay. Here we are. Here's Tennessee, folks. Here's Knoxville, Nashville, and Jackson, Memphis. Here we go. Right now, you're currently in between, which is kind of a good spot. We have this thing over here by Little Rock, and Little Rock has been like a target lately. And, This might be a tornado right here. I'm not sure how to read this instrument, but this, in the middle of this supercell, you might have a tornado heading towards Conway. Maumel's also in the target. Um, so back to Memphis. See Memphis right here in this already brewing at Little Rock? The squall line will be crossing the Memphis area, but it's very broken up at this region of it right now. Can you see how it's very broken up right here? So Memphis, it might just skate over you without too much of a problem. I can't guarantee that though, because you see all this flow coming up from down south here. As this stuff gathers, see this moisture is going to hook and go up here. This moisture is coming off the coast right here. It's hooking and getting sucked up in this corridor. It's going to go over Memphis, Jackson, Clarksville, Little Rock. Let's pray that this moves faster than the convection producing. Okay, now I'm wondering. I don't know. I want to take a survey from the chat room. What do you guys think is going on right here? Tornado or not? I'm taking a poll in the chat room here, whether that is a tornado or not. Somebody said they felt an earthquake. We will do earthquake report as well. Okay, so there's a slight delay, but we are on thunderstorms, and we're looking at this drop, what looks to be a tornado. I wish I had the debris ball signature on the other app. Looks like a tornado to you. I would think it, to me it does too, because this is a very strong cell. See its position along the dry line. Yeah, folks, here's our dry line right behind it. This is a pop-up right in front of it. I'm putting out a tornado warning right now. I don't care. I'm not going to take chances here. This could be a false alarm. It's better that you guys take cover instead, all right? Hear me right now. Hear me right now. Whether this is or not, it doesn't matter. Take cover in Conway. What's this? Violina, Conway, Holland, Mayflower. What's closest? What's closest? What's this say? Oh man, I need my glasses now. Bigelow? Yeah, Bigelow. Houston. I pray to God I'm wrong. I pray to God that is not a tornado on the ground right now, but it sure looks like it. It's outside of Little Rock, and this is where our stuff started the other day, right? It's not going to hit Little Rock, but it's just outside, and it looks to hit Conway. All right, what's in between Conway and this right now? Bigelow, Mayflower. It looks to sideswipe Mayflower, and it looks to head towards Conway. Route 365, the intersection of State Highway 64 and 365, right here at this junction at Conway. As we continue up Mount Vernon, Enola under the gun, Holland, get underground, you guys. Case, tune into your local weather radios. And somebody in this area, if you get a report, tell me. Or if you know of anybody in this area. Because I believe that this could possibly be a tornado on the ground. Let me look around for any other signatures like this real quick. Yeah, I have to put my glasses on now because this is uh-oh. What's going on right here? This round, perfect circular shape this is another possible tornado ground. Let me pull back a little bit and look at towns. See this right here? See the dark purple in the center of that circle? Something's going on there, folks. I see this little bubble here. This could possibly be some inflow feeding this. So let me pull back and let's start naming some towns here. I don't see anything too close by. If it does stay on the ground and track this direction, maybe Bonaterre, Park Hills possibly, maybe sideswiping Farmington. Let's just pray it's not a tornado on the ground, but it does look, and we got something going on here. Another one of these round signature shapes here. Okay, this is just south and east of Highland, heading up towards Greenville. Yeah, these little pop-up ones are the ones that concern me. This is another area that could possibly blossom right here, heading up towards Vandalia. Sorry. I thought I'd be good at pronouncing the names, but they are right. It's harder than it looks. Right here is concerning this possible tornado on the ground. Let's come back to this other one. Right here. Give me a refresh on this. I want the freshest, latest update. Okay, concerning right here. Especially with this white circle in the middle. This could be a, like the eye of the tornado. The core. I pray I'm wrong. Hopefully this is just some kind of lifted indices tape in that area. I want to see the... Pardon me. Where'd it go? Conway here. Oh boy. So it's changing shape and stuff too. I believe we have a tornado on the ground outside of Maumelle, heading towards Conway in Arkansas. Okay, we have another band right here that's going. It's going this direction. It's going east-west instead of north to south. We were going to have a possible hook echo in this area very soon. Okay, so in the meantime, I believe we might have one here on the ground. This is concerning over here, headed towards Texarkana. See this, you guys? Headed towards Texarkana. Everybody in Texarkana, get underground or check your weather radios. You have a violent thunderstorm on your doorstep. Mount Pleasant is on the backside of this right here. Do you see this right here? This could be another possible tornado. I'm not quite sure of these readings, but I see concerning readings. Anybody in this region can confirm? Is there anybody around Little Rock? Anybody that's... Huh. Something going on up here. Just outside of Leroy here. this is concerning. These two right here, there might be something going on in there. Ellsworth. Where's the wind speeds? Direction. Nope. Nope. Let's just check out some air pressure real quick. Usually a tornado will have a low pressure. I don't see it giving any of that. Let's go back to the thunderstorms. This is your potential CAPE for the day. Here's your CAPE plus the wind shear. Here's your wind shear. Okay? Then, here's your SIN. What the heck does this stand for? Anywhere? Here's all your lifted indexes, all right? Very, very pronounced lifted indexes all along this dry line, okay? All right, I'm not with that, playing games with that. Let's go back over to here because this seems to be giving us some kind of readings that are that look important. Okay, I'm not quite sure exactly what this reading is, but it sure looks round. It is in the proper position for a pop-up tornado, as well as this could potentially pop up here really quick. This is just north of West Plains, heading towards Mountain View. Okay, let's go. Sorry, I'm jumping around, folks. I'm just trying to cover everything. All right, let's focus on this one now. This white hole in the center. We have this huge thunderhead, and we have this -10, where we have -360 out here. This has got to be a tornado. Pray I'm wrong. But we are on thunderstorms, and this is showing quite the strange signature, what would look like a tornado signature, especially in the middle of the supercell, still headed towards Conway. Let's refresh this. Cancel that, because we have refreshed, and we have different readings now. I guess it doesn't refresh automatically, so I'm going to have to keep more and more constantly. So take back everything we just reported here, because that could have already taken place. I hope that was a false alarm. I wouldn't mind being wrong, but we still have activity, and it's brewing. Okay. Let me go back through here and just double check, because I don't want to stumble across anything again. That sure looks strange to me, folks. What is going on? Oh, there's times. Aha. So, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, here's 11 a.m. Today, 4/5/23, 5 a.m., 8 a.m. I guess that's for this region. And now, you guys are 9, 12, almost noon. So there's 11 and 2. So let's just go to the latest at 11. Let's see what's at 2. All right, let's go back to the latest at 11 because I believe this is current. And let me just do this real quick. Refresh and see where it puts it. So when we refresh, it puts it back at 8 o'clock. But it's past 8 a.m. It's past 11 a.m. So we're just going to go to 11 a.m. conditions and start looking around here. Let's come back over here to Little Rock. Something going on here looks like. All right, now this is 11 a.m. All right, previously we were reporting a different time. Now we are current. This looks like it could be something. Possibly something here. I don't know. I really wish we had the other app. Oh, looks like people are leaving. Maybe somebody went live, huh? Let's take a peek and see if somebody went live, and we can end this and hop on. Vince Welty's live. I'm live. What about Ryan? Oh, that's 12 hours ago. Okay, good. There's another storm chaser here. And what are they showing? Let's just real quick, just for a brief moment, to see what their radar is showing. Skip an ad. Come on, ad, skip. I just want to see what radar he's showing real quick and what they're showing. Let me, for educational purposes, we're just, so he's showing something heading to Lafayette, this stream right here. Over here, you can see this the squall line heading towards Indianapolis. Okay, that's enough of that. I just wanted to take a peek at his radar for you guys. Let's back out of this. I want to see. Where did it go? 6.6 earthquake. All right. No other. I'm just checking to see if Ryan or Andy Hill went live, but apparently not. All right. Well, let's go back to forecasting. So, oops. Is this all right. So that's every color on the spectrum right here in this storm on this point leading out towards New York and DC. All right, I need to take a little break and do a little more research, and maybe I'll be back later. Actually, you know what? Let's stick around. Tull. Here's Bryant up here. Bauxite. Benton. Right here, on the back side of this one right here, this could possibly be a tornado on the ground, heading towards England, Coy, Humnoke. That's a concerning signature right there. That could possibly be a tornado on the ground. Same with this one over here. Headed, it's going to sideswipe Tull. What's more along? It looks to cut through this empty corridor right through here, hopefully. The next possible place, if this stayed on the ground and moved in this direction, would be right. This one, if it moves in this direction, will be England. Koi. Possibly up in this region later. Okay. Let's back out. Any other signatures that we should... very intense down here by West Livingston. See the color here? This is going to be an intense cell. We got more intense in this region, right outside Nacogdoches, moving towards center. Mansfield will be a little while later. This part right here is going to blossom here, possibly produce a tornado. Whoa, whoa, whoa. See this hook right here? See this little inlet and something maybe going on right here just outside of Shepherd. Come down to this cell. Cyprus is in the Tomble, Brookshire. Very severe thunderstorm, big, large hail, high winds, damaging. Pull all your stuff inside. All of this area is very concerning. All of this outside of Deville. This up here was Victoria, Edna, all under the gun right now. Deville. I'm just going to take the squall line for a little while here. You see these jagged hook? You see how this is coming around and hooking back up? Watch out for something potentially forming in this area. As it dips back down in here, possibly right in here. See this? This could possibly form. As we go down this line, the staggered dry line, see this right in here? In between this cell and this cell, we could possibly get some activity right in there. See, this is where velocity, see this kink? Let me back out. See this kink in the squall line? It should be nice and smooth. We have this boom and then drop right here. This bend right here, Los Flores, Nuevo Laredo. This could possibly turn something. We are going to continue down this line. All this is getting very dark now, okay? It's increasing. Let's pull back. Now we're getting down into Mexico. So, here we go. Here is our line down in Texas starting to intensify. Over here, this whole section is intensifying. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Ooh, don't know what's going on in these patches. They don't look too tornadic, except for maybe this one. But I'm not sure what these are. So, that, boy, what do you guys think about this? All this burgundy, and then we have this right in the center. This could be another possible tornado, and this looks, the winds are taking this north, just outside of Cedartown, heading north towards Rome. And how appropriate would it be for Rome to be struck? This is concerning. I believe we might have a tornado on the ground here. Pray I'm wrong. Because, see, we have these open patches like this. And unless this is... that's all clear. How could this whole area be clear with all this burgundy around it? It just doesn't make sense. Unless there's like a radar hole there or something. Okay? But let's pull back and continue along here. We're seeing convection off the coast here that's going to be coming on shore. Look at Florida and their speckled event here. Okay. Florida might see some tornadoes today. See all this speckled right here? What's going on here? And here. Okay. We're going to come back over to these ones that were looking very concerning. So, this... Oh, is that a refresh? Let's just refresh it anyway. Okay, so we have a refresh now. Let's see where things have changed. Right here, this is concerning. Believe this could be new possible tornado on the ground. Heading Chatham? Back in here, this feature dipping back in here might form a tornado later here. Grand Rapids, just outside of Grand Rapids, you guys have a very violent thunderstorm that's heading northeast. This right back here, round feature, possibly up higher. Maybe that's concerning. Not liking this right here either. That's really dark purple. Let's pull back. This is over the lake, coming off the lake, heading towards Muskegon. Big cell here over the lake, heading towards Holland. Don't know what this is, but it wouldn't surprise me if we saw a water spout come on land here. This right here, this is concerning. What's going on over here? See how this comes down, turns, and goes up? This is a dangerous spot. This could be a pop-up right out in front of it. This whole little banked feature right here, this is primed for a hook. What's going on here? Possible something outside of Farm Ridge. You know, all of these are starting to look concerning. Boom, boom, because they're all little isolated circles. Okay? This, no. But these little isolated circles are starting to concern me a little bit. And I pray I'm wrong, and we're just getting the wrong reading, and I'm stupid, and I'm not reporting right or something. Okay. Let's pull back again. Pull back some more. Pull it up here so you guys can take a look. East Coast now, right there. Okay, I'm going to leave that there for a second. Get a sip of something to drink. Oh, yeah. It's been a long night. Okay. Let's go look over here at New York again. we still have these cells coast that are forming over the ocean, over the water, that are going to come up and come back into this region here just south of New York City. Okay? So this whole area might be a convergence area with this air coming in, cold air, and this moist air having a backside, or not a backside, but a wraparound effect, an inflow effect, bringing moisture off of the Atlantic back onto land. See all this right in here? See the winds blowing in this direction? The inflow for this storm is dragging stuff off of the Atlantic, possibly up into this area, up into Philadelphia. Okay. Real dangerous zone right now are these pop-ups. This little speckled area in here. We do have strong thunderstorms established here and here. Some of these little things look like embedded possible tornadoes here. I pray I'm wrong. Maybe this is clearing in the storm, but it's in the middle of this deep, dark burgundy. And for there to be just a perfect round circular clearing in the clouds doesn't make sense to me. These readings are circular, perfect circular, as what we would expect if we were to see a tornado on this instrument. Okay, I'm not an expert at this instrument like the guys are at the Radar Omega. I really wish I could have that so I could continue reporting properly. So please forgive me. Make mistakes here. We're trying the best we can to keep up with this fast-moving, volatile, extremely dangerous storm. This is life-threatening. As these conditions kind of start to increase and progress, we have a big patch of moisture down here. This whole area from Alabama heading towards Atlanta is primed and ready. Also primed and ready is this squall line that is back behind it. It's the tail of the main squall line. Now you can see that we are already having some very, very strong conductivity in this region. I have a feeling that the tail of this event will come to life today in a way that wasn't expected. Also kind of concerned about this moisture coming up through the course of the day, mixing in, blending in with this, getting sucked up into the storm, and producing more tornadoes even at nighttime. So at nighttime, let's go over to the forecast model and look at nighttime for this region. Pull back a little bit so I can use the instrument. Okay, scroll. There we go. Now, so here we are. This is 11 a.m. There's 5 p.m. Pacific. That makes it 8 in this area. 7 o'clock this time zone, 8 here. So tonight, through Ohio and Indiana, up into New York, is going to continue. Okay? The next frame is 11 p.m. Pacific. 1 and 2 in the morning, there are going to be nocturnal thunderstorms in New York State, all through here, all down in here. This is going to change throughout the course of the day as the sun and the convection make this increase. And you can see, just in the time that we've been here, this increase taking place. I'm going to refresh this because apparently it doesn't refresh on its own. And we're going to go zooming around and zooming in. Zoom, zoom. This is concerning. This is where you would see a hook echo, and to have a perfectly round signature deep into this burgundy off of where a hook is started, I believe this might be a tornado on the ground right now. Don't quote me 100% because I'm not the best expert, but it is now moving this way towards Chatham. Okay, so possible tornado here just south of Chatham. We'll watch that one. This one outside of Robinson, heading towards Coopersville. We'll watch that one. What's this? This thing is up and getting intense in front of this, so we'll watch that. What's this? This is concerning. We'll watch that one. Where is this one? Give me some towns to reference around this. Not much around this one. Doesn't seem to be. Okay, so that one we can kind of put third place. Let's go right here to Allendale, okay? Because if this is a tornado just outside of you, head towards Coopersville, Wright, Sparta, Kent City. Something else forming right here just outside of Kent City. This whole cell right here, just outside of Sparta, Cedar Springs, Rockford, Grand Rapids, Coopersville. Very concerned about this area right here, okay? Then also we have coming off, well, might be traveling up the lake a little bit. Yeah. Well, I don't know. These might they might pick up moisture, and we might have lake effect tornadoes. Not lake effect snow, but lake effect tornadoes. All right, I pray that I'm wrong, but it just popped in there. Okay. What's going on in the center of this? Nothing too serious. Squall line. Let's start looking through chat. Hamilton, Ohio is getting rocked. Cammy, are you still there? Cammy. Where are you, Cammy? Tornado in Boone County, Indiana. Is that confirmed, Wendy? Thank you. Guys, please don't watch this. This is not accurate whatsoever. Okay, well, thank you. Little Rock, Arkansas is getting rocked right now again. Yep. Yeah, I'm not accurate whatsoever. Not accurate. Don't. Brian, have you looked at NOAA radar site? Ooh, that's a good idea. NOAA. Let's pull that up. NOAA radar site. While we're doing this, National Weather Service radar and this site displays the radar map on the forecast. National Weather Service. There's NOAA. Doppler radar. All right, let's see what this one has to say. No map. Okay. Out. Hang on just real quick. I'm trying to find another radar site real quick if we can. We might have some more accuracy. I'm in Daytona. Are we okay? Daytona. This is not what I was looking for. All right, never mind. Let's go back to right here. Okay, Daytona, just outside of Daytona, you guys have some thunderstorms. They're moving kind of northward. Let's see what's south of you, Daytona. Actually, you have a nice little clearing south of you. This stuff that's moving north towards Daytona. You're on the back side of this little thing. Let's pull out Daytona. Stuff moving up. Actually, you have all this blue streak, clear area moving up towards you. The only thing you have is just outside you, outside east of Daytona. But it seems to, it is growing in strength, but it seems to be moving northeast of you. So Daytona will look okay for right now, I think, at least for the near future. Um, that was a great question. All right, let me go back to the chat. No. These, the thunder is picking up. Figment, a bad-looking one on radar, is almost to Daytona, and we're back. Cammy. Tornado in Boone County. Wendy Fowler. Is that Wendy Fowler? The thunder is picking up. So, that was a confirmed tornado, Wendy? In Hamilton, or no, in Boone County, Indiana. Let's go to Boone County, Indiana. Now, this was back at 5 a.m. Let's go to 8 a.m. So this was at 8 a.m. in Indianapolis. Let's go back to the 5 a.m. time frame. So it looks like in Indianapolis, you guys had something, or dang it. It looks like something had moved through that area back at 5 a.m. So now let's go up here to 11 a.m. Actually, we need to refresh now because things are changing so fast and so quickly. Okay, still this big patch outside of Atlanta. Oops, my chat. Tornado warning, Wendy. Thank you. So we have a tornado warning for, I believe that's Indiana that you were saying earlier, Wendy. Okay, I see you guys are chatting with each other there. Somebody is, hopefully, they're okay and they're taking shelter. Hopefully, maybe I could have helped at least one person. That's all that matters. I'm not here to be a hero. I'm just trying to keep you guys informed while the other channels are down. So let's get out of that one. I want to look around these other places that were concerning me. Wait, that's the left. Why does it do that? 8 a.m. So I guess this is adjusted for my time, not the East Coast time. Because when I go here, So this thing is doing future casting as well, I guess. So if when I refresh, these are our current conditions. So this must be 8 a.m. my time, Pacific time, and it's 9. So this is like an hour ago. Well, no, this is current because we just refreshed it. Okay? So I'm trying to keep it as current as possible so we get correct readings and we don't go scaring the shit out of people in the wrong place when it's hitting somewhere else instead. Uh-oh, we lost Cammy. All right, well, everybody, let's take a quick break from reporting. And, Lord, I just ask that you watch over Cammy, put a hedge of protection over her and her entire family. If she's under the gun right now, I want a hedge of protection over her and the community that she lives in. Okay? This is a serious prayer. You know I'm serious every time I pray. So I'm praying for protection for our family members in the chat here. Okay? Some of the other people might need to learn, but my viewers, please protect them. Okay? In the name of Jesus and the holy blood we spill, amen. All right, Cammy, hedge of protection around you, darling. A real one. This is concerning out here. This is headed towards just outside of Merlin, North Buxton, up here. It seems to be tracking this way, maybe east of Catham after a little while. Because this one, really, this signature would be a hook echo, and in this deep burgundy, this round circular formation, it can't be anything other than a tornado. Hopefully I'm wrong. I pray I'm wrong, but that looks from this instrument to be what would a tornado would look like on this instrument. Heading towards Catham. This is this is just south of south and east of Detroit. This is Upper Ohio. Where's the lake? There's the lake right there. Okay, so anybody in the chat, this might be just north of Ohio here, but we have a tornado which appears to be on the ground. This reading right here, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I'll eat my shoe. But it appears we might have a tornado here on the ground just outside of Merlin, just outside of North Buxton, heading towards Catham. All this area is very, very dark, so whatever this is, it's heading into a favorable environment as well. It's in a favorable environment heading into one, so I believe that we might possibly be seeing a tornado on the ground right here. Let's refresh. It's still there, okay? Now, in the next few minutes, we'll track this, see if it moves, what direction it moves. So Catham, keep on the back burner. Let's look around here. What's going on over? Again, these round shapes concerning. This is Lenore, Farm Ridge, North 13th Road going across here. This is Magnolia, Varna, Reading or Reading, Streeter. So it's in that area. Here's Peru, Ottawa. Okay, so this little line right here could be very dangerous right through here. This indentation here, not looking very good. Tornado, but this round circular shape right here, could be something brewing. Okay. Let's take a look at this little pop-up cell. It's got a perfect round structure to it. That's outside of Oak Grove Village in Sullivan. Then I believe got hit last time. Okay, now as we back out, that's that part of the squall line. Okay. Right here, we just went over. Now there's this southern chunk down here in Texas. This has just popped up outside of Ogden. Two very round structure. This could form a hook right in here. So Ogden, be on the lookout. Tyler, Texas, just outside of Tyler. You guys got stuff brewing all along this squall line. So watch out in Texas. Let me pull back a little bit. Okay. Everything east of this squall line here in Texas. Houston, look out Shreveport, Louisiana, Corpus Christi. All right, so everybody that's east and south of this squall line right here, so this whole area of Texas, be on high alert. Be on your toes today, because look at all this moisture down below that's pumping right up into here. All right, now let's go back up here and start again from the top. We have this feature just outside of Merlin. Let's refresh now that we're over it. It's still there. It doesn't seem to be moving too fast, but we do have what appears to be something going on there. Back out. Okay, so that was the first one up there. It's still south of Catherine. Then we were over here, I believe. At this. These guys down here. Now, I don't know what's going on here. Why would there be this almost square type shape with this totally white clearing in here? This is outside of Ottawa, okay, headed towards Dayton. Back behind that, we have Farm Ridge with these round circular readings, okay? I'm not going to say 100% tornado, but they are looking very circular, very odd readings. They are in the conductivity place where we would expect to see activity like this. Now let's back out. This is the wind shear. Now you see the wind shear's coming in and it's diverting. It's all shearing right along this line right here. All along this line right here. So as we back out of the wind shear and take it over to this, that's right where all of our possible tornadoes could be happening. Okay? Streeter, Ottawa. Okay. Uh-oh, what's going on up here? This is out in the water, I believe. But see how dark it is? Here's where a hook would form on the backside. Possible water spout out there. So, Lake Michigan picking up moisture. Possible water spout out there. Okay, lake effect thunderstorms, lake effect tornadoes possibly. Sounds crazy, but we have lake effect snow. That lake does affect things sometimes. Wow. Here is a big dip in here. Hopefully this isn't anything going too seriously. Zero? This might just be a clearing on the backside of the storm. Alright. Again, down here to the south. Everybody in Atlanta, be on alert. Let's go take a peek at this. Just outside of Atlanta, this dip in here. It hasn't done anything yet, but this could possibly, if it strengthens, a hook echo could form right in here, headed right towards Atlanta. So right now, Atlanta, not quite yet, but there is potential heading your way. This big open patch is just odd in the middle of all this burgundy. Again, here to Texas, that lower squall line with this east to west kink, I guess a east to west step, kink type step in this squall line right here. Coming back, it's buckling back in this way. So we might see circulation in this area. Let's go up here. This is just outside Ashdown, Texarkana. Okay, a little supercell, double knotted supercell growing there. Let's go back up to the north, up here to this, what appeared to be a tornado on the ground up here. Over here. Right here, just outside of Merlin. Let's refresh this again, see if it's moved. Yeah, it seems to have moved north a little bit instead of this direction, so it appears to be following the wind currents. No, it's still right there. Okay, so let's just leave it there. So possible tornado out here outside of Merlin here, about to cross middle lane here, maybe in the next 10 to 15 minutes, possibly sooner. Okay, Chicago, you guys, you're just past your event here, but this train up towards your area, you might be finished, but we'll see. As this pushes on through, you guys still might be getting all this, as well as whatever blossoms out in front of this that heads up that way towards Chicago. The speckled stuff now I want to go report on out here. Just outside of Washington, D.C., we still have this thunderstorm going on out here. Let me pull back a little bit. What was a little squall line right now, or before, has now kind of anviled out. Maybe not so intense as it was earlier outside of Washington, D.C., but they are not done yet. They still have all this to go, all this back behind them, so there's this, and then that's not even the squall line. See? That's the pop-ups. Squall line's still back here. So they got prefrontal and prefrontal. So prefrontal, prefrontal, and here's the front. Okay, so pop-ups, breeding more pop-ups. It appears very, very, very toxic environment right now, and it appears this might be a tornado outside of Merlin. Okay, so I think it covers that for a second. I'm going to go back to this forecast model now, and let's refresh all this just in case that you updated it. Nope. Okay, so this is. Oh, let me back up. Lord, back up, please. There it goes. All right. So this is 11 a.m. Pacific, which is just about an hour and a half away. This is what they're projecting for about an hour and a half away. We can tell that that's probably going to happen, or very close to it, by what's happening already with our readings here in our storm. Let's check out humidity. Let's go look at the radar a little bit more. Okay. Ooh, excuse me. Yawns are contagious. Hopefully I didn't make you guys yawn. So, real-time radar right now outside of Cincinnati. Here's Hamilton having an intense thunderstorm just outside of them. Hopefully Kimmy's okay. See this line of intense thunderstorms? This is the this is the pop-ups out in front of this main squall line. So this is what we're going to watch out for today. Pop-ups like this, and the main squall line going all the way down into Texas, because this thing's got a tail on it. So here comes, heading towards Memphis. Let's do so there's the wind shear around Memphis. Here are the lifted indexes around Memphis. And just outside of Memphis is our pop-ups. Okay? So, everybody be on your toes. Stay alert. This squall line down here in Texas is going to get crazy. So you people in Texas are on alert. Going all the way up through Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia on alert. Tennessee. Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, all these places are going to be under the gun today, are all under alert. This whole area, this storm. Whether you're getting snow up here, or you're having a huge icing event just north of the border in Canada. Then you're having huge rain and thunderstorms, tornadoes just south of that, with pop-ups all along the squall line. This is still one monster of a storm, and just because it didn't do a big outbreak yesterday doesn't mean that there isn't more in store for us today. Okay, so that's about it for right now. I'm going to say meteorology to come back at you guys later. Any questions? Any other little spots you would like me to check out before I hop out of here for a little bit? Maybe try and check some of the other instrumentation, look up some other stuff, possibly for another update in a little while when, in case something happens here. No, what I wanted. There's the climate. The NOAA apps. You know, I'm going to check AccuWeather real quick and see if they have something for us. Where'd that one go that I was looking for? Nope, so. National Weather Service. Dang it, where'd it go? Wait, it's this one. No, I want AccuWeather. Alright, well, I'm sorry. I was just trying to find the NOAA one, but we clicked on that one and it didn't do anything. Alright, well, never mind. Let's just come back to Venture Sky real quick here. Let you guys look at that for a few minutes here. Any questions? Any comments? You want to see any part of the country? While we're there, we'll go one more frame. You'll see your breakout here in Indiana and Ohio now. So, Kimmy, even if you survive this first little pass, stay alert because this whole area is still going to be under the gun today. Yeah, TRD Pro Storm Chaser. I might click on him in a while. No, that's headed to me. Dude, you see that? A black hole turned to face the sun. Oh, did you see that? A black hole turned to face the sun. Sorry. Oh, yeah, there's a new sunspot on the sun. And in fact, let's go over to that real quick while we're kind of in between things here. Because this sunspot is in this quadrant right here. And as I showed you, that quadrant. Let's open up this tracker real quick because it has a perfect layout for us that I want to use as an example here. Okay, as you can see, here's the Earth, this yellow dot right here, okay? You see this black and white line? That's our magnetic field line, our IMF line that connects us to the sun. Where this line doesn't go straight into the sun. We're not connected straight on. We're connected in an arc. So whatever comes off this little part, this quadrant of the sun, goes along that field line and gets arced back to us. So this is actually a strike zone, not straight on. This 24 degrees is a strike zone. And when we come over to, it's back out of this now, that strike zone, okay? That strike zone is right where this sunspot is, or it's about to rotate into. Let me just back out of it a little bit, if it'll let me. Anyways, it's in that quadrant. That quadrant we hook up is like right about here. So this is just about to rotate in, and if it flares, if it flares or has a CME, it will. Hang on. So if it flares and has a CME in that quadrant, it'll follow that IMF line right back to the Earth, and we'll get a jolt from it. Okay, so we'll just pray that that sunspot doesn't do anything right now. Okay, because it's positioned to where if it did let loose, it would magnetically connect still with our IMF line. Okay? So, weather, you can see this is all congealing together now, headed up towards Knoxville. So, Knoxville, Tennessee, you're already had this little cell move past you, and now you have a parade of stuff heading your way. And look at this, folks. Come on now. This is so dark burgundy in this area that this reading could only be, and just see it refresh right there? This could only be a tornado. Maybe not. I hope I'm wrong, but just in case, this is Inglewood Drive. Here's Athens, Madisonville. So it appears to be running along this road right here. Can't see the name of it, but it's just north of Edwin, heading towards Inglewood, just outside of Athens, tracking up towards between Nyota and Madisonville. So I believe that is a tornado on the ground. This is a signature that just, it can only be, I mean, it sure looks like a tornado. Okay. And again, let's pull back, because if that is one on the ground, it is south and headed towards Knoxville, Tennessee. Okay? So, Madisonville, right through this corridor right here, Loudon, Lanier City, Sweetwater, going right in between Madisonville, Sweetwater, right up through this corridor, heading towards Farragut, and then possibly Knoxville. Now, these pop-ups can be long duration, long track tornadoes, so we'll keep an eye on this one. I also want to look over here. What's going on here? See, this is so dark. This whole dark area, and we have this patch. This could be inflow and a possible tornado on the ground here as well. Let's refresh this here, because this is, for that to be, okay, good, we refreshed now. Let's move around, because this is changing so fast. Now we have this. Okay, see what has happened now? It jumped from the 8 a.m. to the 11 a.m. Alright, so we refreshed. We seem to be having something going on right here in the middle of this event. This is south and east of Cleveland, south of Etowah and Athens. Yeah, if we don't refresh this thing like every 1 minute or 2 minutes, it changes. Okay, coming off the lake here, or going across the lake here, is quite the squall line right here. See this hook forming right here? Okay, that's over water, just north of Flint. Looks like Chicago got bypassed here. Let's start looking around in here. Alright, now we still have this. Let's refresh. Just outside of Hope, between Hope and Beaver, headed towards Mount Forest. Okay, so that's most likely a tornado on the ground, this signature, just north of Midland. Okay. This bowing in right here could possibly cause a hook later on here. Again, right here maybe. See this wraparound effect right here? This isn't good. Let's see, we have this big hook and then just off to the side. I bet you this is a spin-up tornado right here. Perfectly round, got perfectly symmetrical layers in it, so this is probably most likely a tornado. And in some rural area right now, at least it looks like it. There's no bigger towns around or cities. I see Midland. I see some roads going here and here, but this whole area seems to be open field. There's a little place called Hope here, but in Mount Forest up north there. Refresh this again. Okay. Oh. These pop-ups out here starting to look concerning. Alright, you see all this going on out here off the coast? This is blossoming and getting bigger, and you see the direction the wind's trying to take it into shore right here. So just south of Atlantic City and just north of Virginia Beach, I think we might see this moisture, this conductivity move on shore. It might come up and go right into. Alright, now something else has changed now since we've been looking at this. This joining together, this line right here has moved further north. Now they're joining together right over New York City, or just outside of New York City. So you got stuff coming from this side and stuff coming from offshore onto onshore around New York. Alright, let's go back over here. To what appears to be our tornado on the ground. Refresh. I don't know. It's not moving much. It might be a slow mover tornado, or it might just be an anomaly, a radar hole or something. I don't know, but it sure just doesn't look good when we got this big dip right here and this big hook coming off of this. So it's hooking all the way around like this and in, creating spin-offs. Possible one might form here in a little while. Alright, just kind of cruising around looking for any other tornadoes or possible signatures of one. before I wrap it up here and close my eyes for a quick sec before Ryan or Andy come on. Now here's another hook coming back, and we have this white clearing right here just south of Gladwin. Okay, this could be clear weather, or this is definitely some kind of hook echo. So we might be seeing possible tornado forming or strengthening in the upper atmosphere right there. And it's just offset from this one. So we also have another buckle here. This could possibly turn into something. And so up here, what's going on with this? Oh, it doesn't look too organized. Alright, back down this side. Now NBC's ought to get their radar app so I could do this appropriately, and we could look at debris balls, signatures, all kinds of weather alerts, radar, tornado warnings, stuff like that. But in the meantime, we're just going to do it kind of redneck style, or Jimmy rigged here. Now this is odd here too. We got all this conductivity growing around, and we have this clearing in the middle. And look how intense this spot just got. That would be heading towards Clarendon, Sideswipe and Row, going right up between Clarendon and Devall's Bluff, up through there possibly. That's all kind of empty corridor, so that it looks okay there. Alright. My eyes are starting to get heavy now, so... Alright, so we got our hot spots growing here, down here in Alabama, Georgia. We got this going off the coast coming in. We got another little patches up here, and our little squall line here in Texas. So a lot of activity going on, and there'll be more to go. And I'll try to come back at you later with a new update. Leave you one last thing here before I go. Everybody watch out for this event right here outside of Beaver. It's moving real slow, so this could be possible tornado on the ground, just moving really slow. And I think that might be it. Yeah, I gotta close my eyes for a few minutes and then pop back up and catch Ryan Hall if he goes live. If he doesn't and this activity continues, I'll do another stream later here. But for the moment, I gotta get going and close my eyes, take a quick little power nap. Just remember, we have this big storm. It's pointing out in front here. It's not your typical comma shape. Due to hit New York and Washington, Pennsylvania, the whole East Coast. Boom, boom. This big squall line that we saw down by Texas kind of severs from the rest of the storm, but that's still the tail. That's still all residual moisture, even though there's a separation right here. Okay? So lots of activity going on today, and I'll be back in a little while to either update you or see you over at Ryan Hall, y'all. Okay, that's it for now. I love you all. God bless you all. And until my next video, bye.